weird. Let's just watch it.
Yeah, it's magic cover. Okay, boom.
Alright, so I'm gonna guess this is probably not gonna be the whole time. But how is this the case? Because didn't we see a Miracles mirror without Yuya?
Yeah.
So this was the quarterfinal, and it's a rewind.
Okay,
it has to be this.
That makes sense. Which means we know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Yuya's gonna win this match. Who do you guys think will win? Oh wait, no. Remember Yuya's sideboard with 2 sulfur elementals? Yeah.
Nice.
This is the nightmare
There's 2
match.
sulfur elementals.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the Did we get a surgical extraction on a Swords to Plowshares? We did. I wouldn't necessarily board in surgical for the reasons you said LSV mentioned. Not the reasons you also mentioned.
I mean the only reason to bring it in here is Snapcaster Mage. But...
Right. Sorry, why did I think that was Ivan? Yeah, Cavern of Souls for sure.
It's just a trap. You want to do it like, man, if they don't have Terminuses in their deck, this match becomes so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so somebody in the chat mentioned something.
Trap easy to fall in.
You see that token right next to the Sensei?
That's the Monarch?
Yeah.
Yeah! There was a Palace Jailer and Yuya has taken advantage.
Oh man. It's sad, really. It's just sad.
And so James plays a lot of Death and Taxes, and actually the other day we got to see him play Palace Jailer. On a mulligan to 5, it brought him back into the game and actually won him the game, game 1 versus Delver. I find it very hard for Yuya to lose.
Once that's the problem with Palace Jailer, right? Is that if you lose the Monarch,
Yeah.
especially against Miracles.
Yeah.
Well, can you get it back though? Because probably not. Yuya would have to have no removal.
It's just he has to like not do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he has the Mother of Runes that can give Pro Blue to the Mirroring Crusader, but it's not gonna be enough if you had like a Terminus or a Plow.
Is that a Rishidon port, the Judge promo?
The chat's saying that's not Yuya.
Not? Definitely Yuya.
Saying what the chat's saying.
Okay, hold on. Let's confirm. Sorry.
Palace Jailer.
What do you think of the art, big bro?
He reminds me of Varys from
Game of Thrones. Yeah, if Varys were a lumberjack. What is he
Varys
holding?
was like had a tool or something.
Yeah, he's like holding like a.
Oh, let's get the text for Palace Jailer up just so that everyone else could see. So this is a new card, Palace. Oh, it's probably not going to show up. Yeah, Palace.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it's in Conspiracy. Yeah.
I'm rooting for Death and Taxes.
Yeah. Oh,
My
oops.
heart's in it. Alright, what's he do? He casts Council's Judgment, hitting a snappy snap, and then bash with both guys.
Yeah.
And then just get out by a Terminus for the loss.
Sure.
Probably. I
But
mean,
you can't beat Miracles on 2 draws a turn, right?
Yeah, you have to do that. This is basically chance. What's the other card in his hand?
Avenger?
Is that Avenger or is that Talia?
Whoa, you just what? What's happening?
anyways, yeah, that's Palace Jailer. When it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. It has a Banisher Priest-like effect that undoes itself when your opponent becomes the Monarch.
Not when Palace Jailer dies.
Right.
So it's definitely a very powerful effect. But it's for me.
Really wishing he could Council Judgment the Monarch.
I mean, I think that the line that we just said has to be.
You just can't beat Miracles when they are drawing 2 cards a turn.
Yeah.
When the alternate line, he could give the Mother Runes Pro Blue and get blown out by, or he could give the Mirroring Crusader Pro Blue. And no, he's not even going for that. He's just saying, okay, you can have the Monarch.
Really
you can have the Monarch 1 more turn.
Right. Actually, I don't like
that might
this.
be. I don't know. I'm just terrified at the prospect of Miracles drawing another card.
Right. Why do you think we didn't give the Mirroring Crusader Pro Blue and just attack?
That loses the Plowshares.
The ones that are all exiled, though. Remember, we already surgically extracted.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's bad. Why did you do that? Come on.
Yeah. So there's no plow.
Yeah. Right.
That's much better.
It's interesting. I mean, we lose to Terminus no matter what.
And so this one, yeah, this line's much better.
Yeah, you should have done that.
I think of another removal spell.
Like that's out for some.
He's not.
And if flashing in Containment Priest block,
That's like
it's not optimal.
that'd be weird.
I think Mirren Crusader still beats that just by.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it's okay. All right. I mean, it happens. I'm sure he must have had like a reasoning or.
We can look at this death and taxes list.
Yeah, sure. Let's just pause this for a sec. I would like to. I mean, anything that has new cards for legacy is worth looking at. Right. So this is Liu Jin's Death and Taxes list. You play a decent amount, so you're familiar with how the numbers would fluctuate. What do you see in this list, James, that is interesting or?
I guess like one of the questions. I think one of the biggest variations are whether you're playing Thalia, Heretic, Cathar or not. He's opting not to.
Okay.
And then dropping like 2 Mirror Crusaders in that slot, which is a little bit interesting. I mean, Mirror Crusader has been a staple in the deck for a long time, but like I think it kind of depends on matchups, the strength of it. Playing 2 of it's a little bit surprising to me, especially if you're playing Recruiter.
Sorry, they're saying the mic is cutting off. Can you guys keep giving us feedback as we do it? I'm gonna go. You guys, Bob, just handle, and I'll.
He's also playing 1 fewer land than most lists play. Most lists play 23 lands. So that's a little interesting. But the rest of the creature suite is fairly standard. Palace Jailer, of course, I think is not super typical, but I've seen a fair amount of lists that play it. It's not crazy either. The sideboard's a little bit interesting. It's not playing any Gideons.
Playing Cataclysm instead.
Opting to go with Cataclysm as that slot, and then choosing. So one of the things that's nice about Gideon is it kind of fills the slot of both Wiltleaf Liege as a hedge against -1/-1 effects, while also being a good card in its control decks. And they're playing 2 different 4-drops to kind of split that effect. So I think he definitely loses a little bit of sideboard space doing something like that, but those effects prove to be more powerful in matchups in my.
I think the audio should be fine now.
Yeah. Just let us know if it keeps cutting out.
Right. By no means are we professionals, but we'll do the best we can to help out. So, sorry, I'm assuming you covered the topic.
Yeah, I guess we can go back to the match.
About it. Yeah, we can kind of go back. Sort of Light and Shadow is kind of interesting in the sideboard too.
Should be good in this matchup.
Right. So we've discussed sideboarding as well. Do we want to take a look at Yuya's list as well, just for a second, since
sure,
this is a post-board game?
Is it a post-board game?
I believe so.
Surgical Extraction, yeah.
So
I mean, it has Sulfur Elemental, Wear Tear. I don't know if you would bring in any of the other cards. What do you think?
I would bring in Gideon. I think Gideon's a pretty good grindy card.
Okay.
Ensnaring Bridge potentially. I mean, since you're playing against an attack-based deck, you can also always turn off your Ensnaring Bridge with like Wear Tear if you really need to. But it's not by any means necessary.
Doesn't seem. I mean, it seems okay.
Right. It's
I mean,
just
both the elementals and the Wear Tears, maybe the Gideon.
Yeah, I agree with you on all those.
One thing to know, I don't think Bridge is good because that next is Flicker Wisp.
Right,
So
yeah.
on the turn, you need to get rid of it. You already have it built in.
Right. Let's back in.
Kind of weird that they're showing a match and then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a backup match, I
Right,
suppose.
right.
Or a flashback.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
Of the quarterfinals. So this is a flashback.
So we do see. You know what? Here's one thing that I actually like. That I think Liu could have done. Last turn, you remember, Yuya only had an island and a plains open. Liu could have main phase or upkeep ported on his upkeep, ported the island or the plains to force something out of Yuya. That would give him more information to know whether using the Mother of Runes would be, a wise play on the Mirren Crusade.
The problem with the activate your mom, Divya Crusader Pro Blue line of play is then he still has a Snapcaster attack with that.
Oh yeah.
So
true.
like
So
yeah,
you would have to use the council judgment.
so the
too.
council judgment would exactly.
Okay.
And that might be its. He might think that that's just expelling a lot of resources for this one particular battle.
Right.
But I seem to think.
But the battle is like a 2-card swing.
Yeah,
You're not drawing a card, and they are drawing a card.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a big.
I'm gonna look at the mic settings and see if we can do that. They're always broadcast.
What does that land in play? That plan.
Looks like Port, Caracas, Cavern. Well, the one on top is a port. Yeah, those are the Judge Foil ports.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well, if you guys know where the setting is to turn on the always broadcast, I'll turn it on.
So this is that exact same situation you had a year ago.
Right. And now Yuya, except Yuya has more cards in hand now.
Yeah. But he still doesn't have Swords Polishers to play around.
Noise Gate.
I think he's tapping the Tundra now. Going for the line you suggested.
Oh wow, okay, so I'm gonna decrease the open threshold, right? Does that make sense? We'll try that. And see how that works. I remember I had to fix the noise gate a long time ago. We'll see how this works, and if it's too loud or if robot noises start coming on, we'll
Let us know.
we'll adjust appropriately. Okay, so that being said, in this position, would you say that Yuya is further ahead or that Jin is further ahead?
Yeah, he's out of Monarch on his side of the table the entire time.
4 cards in hand and top. And Jin has Council's Judgment, Plains. So he's debating Council's Judgment. To prevent the re-stealing of the Monarch.
Okay, yeah.
They're saying it's better. Okay.
Sweet. All right. Great. You might hear my PC fan in the background just humming away. But all right, so let's see.
I mean, he must have Force of Will here.
Oh. But even if he has Force of Will, don't you just attack with
Yeah, but then you can take the Monarch back on the backswing.
Oh, right. That being said, that would allow Jin to at least draw a card.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's better than...
Oh, he's drawing a card no matter what. The question is if you can take it back.
Okay. And that's powerful. Force of Will on a Council's Judgment that would attack a Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, and it just seems like such a minute thing, but then the ramifications of that are just... It's crazy.
What is he playing around? Is he scared of, like... He didn't have, like, Kozilek's Return. Well, okay, Mom doesn't do anything with that anyway. He doesn't have, like, a Pyroclasm or anything that he's trying to cheat Mom back for.
So Dylan is asking, what does the Monarch say? Well, the Monarch is a new mechanism that's...
It's an emblem.
It's introduced in Conspiracy 2, and it's an emblem that says if you are the Monarch, at the end of your turn you draw a card. At your end step, sorry.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is there anything else that it does?
And if your opponent would deal combat damage to you, then they become the Monarch.
Okay, right. So it's a very battle-oriented mechanism. I think that's really cool too.
Designed for multiplayer.
Yeah, designed for multiplayer.
I'm curious what this weird Monarch game.
Yeah, this is a civil war here going on.
Death and Taxes needs to draw some gas over the next few turns to try to keep up.
Right.
It needs like a Fretzing Revoker to shut down the top. It needs a Sanctum Prelate. It needs something.
It depends on Yuya's hand a lot. Yuya is under some amount of pressure.
He is.
Alright, well there you go. That's all I needed, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Right. Chase
So
the Mind
Mom
Sculptor.
can try to attack, take back the thing.
Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff.
Draw our planes.
Okay,
You
well,
drew a plow.
yeah, the
It is
plow's going to be
plow.
good here because it'll allow.
Yeah, but his opponent is Jace now.
Yeah,
But,
so
I mean, Monarch can compete with Jace, I guess.
yeah, to a degree, I think so too. I mean, it's just unfortunate that you draw at the end step rather than at the beginning of your turn, but it's just like imagine that as like a slight delay or whatever it is.
Crusader.
Human with cavern.
Mm-hmm.
I think he.
I don't know why you don't attack first.
You definitely, yeah,
Yeah, you should attack first to make sure there's no Terminus.
right. Terminus would be big game. And I think you may have to plow the Snapcaster here because that'll if you don't
the
then
Jace is gonna bounce
exactly
it.
yeah.
But for that reason, I think you hold on to it.
You waiting for him
Wait
to.
for him to try to do that, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh.
Do we know what that last card is in Jin's hand? It's
I don't.
It's very shiny, so I'm having a hard time detecting it. But it's pretty. Also, I wonder how many copies of Surgical Extraction do you think Jin has?
I think he has 2. I don't know if you brought them all in.
Okay.
That'd be a hilarious draw right now.
Yeah.
So relevant. So sad.
What do you take? Terminus?
I know. Yeah.
I'd,
You
I'd
wait.
probably
You.
just tilt my head off and use drawing the circle at the top.
I think you have to wait for the Terminus.
Did he
'cause
draw?
He did.
He did.
He did for turn. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just he did the terminus. I don't know.
Oh,
if he
okay.
did, but-
He doesn't have the Terminus. I mean, if he has the Terminus, he's not going to do it now, anyways. So, but yeah.
I mean, if you do Surgical Terminus, that is big game.
Mm-hmm.
Then Miracles has very little removal, just some Sulfur Elementals, I guess.
Okay. Do you think the main phase activation of top implies that you didn't have a Terminus? Well, the Arid Mesa definitely does. I think.
So Yu is looking for removal and his own creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does have
He'll
the
set
unsummon.
for a turn though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has the unsummon.
And also, if he draws Sulfur Elemental, that's probably pretty good as well.
Right, because then you get to steal the Monarch back.
Right, as well as a Monastery Mentor too. We noticed yesterday that Yuya did keep both cards in against Death and Taxes, and while they do seem conflicting at first, if you sequence them properly and supplement them accordingly, like adding swords to plowshares to protect the Sulfur Elementor just to make it stronger, the Death and Taxes player has to go through a lot of hoops to.
They're both threats that the Dax pretty much has to deal with.
Exactly right. So once you deal with that, you have to deal with the next one and the next one and the next one.
So you went for a Brainstorm. That makes me think he has a Terminus in his hand. Or at the very, yeah, like because he doesn't have Plow anymore. Oh, did he Surgical? No, okay.
Yeah.
It was just the Plow. I thought he might have Surgical something else, but that was it.
Well, no, the Jace is also going to die to the Mirren Crusader. And if you,
Right, because you have the Monarch, so you don't need to attack him anymore.
right,
Yeah.
and if you
Yeah.
bounce the Mirren Crusader, then the Mother of Runes can kill the Jace. So I think Jace is almost forced into dying because, sorry,
He has
brainstorming.
any guy, which he's about to play.
Okay, wow, that's pretty good.
Let's make this rough. I mean, it's turn. Well,
Depends on his cards.
that's really rough.
Okay.
So he makes a Monk.
Crusader's dead.
Yeah, for sure.
This game is.
Slowly coming to a close, it feels.
Well, once you have Mentor alive,
So why didn't he? If those are ports in play, why
Mhm.
didn't he use them? Was he hoping to get him on the end step for whatever reason? He
That's
could
a-
have kept
yeah.
one of these things from resolving.
Right. Yeah, maybe he was holding it for the end step so that, he could attack if he needed to, but this was the punishment, I guess, if that's the potential line.
Yeah. Another
Um,
council judgment.
he's a 3-drop.
yeah, it looks like another 3-drop.
Another mirror.
Another Mirren Crusader, yeah.
It's not going to be good enough. He needs to get something good off the Monarch.
Now, that being said,
I'm frankly surprised Mirror Crusaders are still in this deck in post-board games.
yeah, that being said, if Jin can find an equipment, he could just equip it to the Mirren Crusader and just end the game in a hurried fashion.
That's true. I mean, a Sophie is going to be really good. So he's got a Sanctum Prelate in hand. doesn't
He probably drew that on the Monarch.
Right, he did draw that. See, so what is the other card? There's a Plains, there's a Prelate, and do we know what the middle card
like
is?
a Sarah Avenger or something.
Okay, alright, yeah.
Another creature.
Yeah, then he's probably just not playing into a Terminus.
That's not what it is, though. I can't
Yeah,
tell what it
you'd
is.
be okay with Terminus right here.
Oh, is that a Gideon?
He didn't play Gideons. He plays two. It could be Cataclysm. A weird foil Cataclysm.
I don't know. It looks like Spirit of the Labyrinth almost.
Yeah,
but
that's
He doesn't
what,
play that either, though.
that is,
I don't know. It was really weird how they like rewound and are doing this really long quarterfinal match. But I guess it's a good thing because
I'm happy with as
yeah.
much legacy action as I can get, you know?
So they're saying it is Sophie?
Okay.
Chat?
Sort of Fire Nice.
Or they're saying it's Seal Cleansing.
Whoa, so that's sort of Fire Nice, then that means Yuya's on Terminus or Bust this turn, and I don't think he knows that, does he? Well, if it's a sort of Fire Nice, why are we not?
Yeah,
Maybe-
he would have.
unless he drew it.
Yeah.
But that would mean he didn't cast Prelate. So
Right.
Something was, and he's just like not
1,
using
2,
these.
3, 4,
those-
5.
these.
Actually, whoa, this is
Force.
crazy. If that is
Yeah,
a
that
Sword
is-
of Fire, if that is a Sword of Fire Nice, Jin could have game here because he can lead with the Prelate. There are no plowshares, so you can say, all right, I'm going to name 6.
Mhm.
That turns off Terminus, and then you just play the
maybe
Sword of Fire
he
Nice and
knows
quit.
there's a wear tear
You
in.
just lose to a wear tear.
Maybe he knows there's a wear tear in Yuya's hand from the surgical. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just looking.
I mean, we know Yuya wins.
This is true.
But it shouldn't take too much longer, right? He has the Monastery Mentor set up.
Right. And he does have Force of Will in his deck post board. We
So
see one
maybe
in the
that's
graveyard
why
already.
he isn't porting, is he wants you to tap low so that he can just steal a win.
Ah, that makes more sense then. Right. So at the end step, I'll bottleneck your mana even further.
But what? Why? You do that because he's hoping to draw a Sophie, or because he already had one? And if he already had one, he would have done that last turn.
Well, no. So the thought process is that if you bottleneck it on upkeep, then Yuya will obviously not let his shields
Did
down.
Yuya
and he'll-
have, mana for wear tear last turn?
I think he was tapped out.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't think.
So maybe he
had
drew
to-
the Sophie, but then why didn't he play the Prelate? I don't know. So
And if
maybe
that's
he
the
just
case,
misplayed
why
them.
didn't he
Yeah.
port the turn prior? That's
Okay.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Hmm.
Sophie had been in his hand the whole time. That makes a certain amount of sense.
Right.
But
Is this going to be a Sulfur Elemental? That seems bad with Monastery Mentor in play. Yeah, no, scratch that. Okay, that was a silly thought. Yeah, like this is not too bad. So at the end step, we can port the red source. I'd like to go back into Yuya's list and see what exactly he has.
He's putting the white.
Right. Now
So
Yuya
playing
could have a
Terminus?
Snapcaster to chump block as well. Oh, no, Sword of Fire Nice gives pro blue.
if he's doing the white, that means he's not.
Well, the white is
Not
more
fixed.
relevant because if you
Terminus?
no because that first it shuts off Terminus. 2, there's only 2 mana left, so you can't play the Sulfur
the
Elemental.
Mentor though, unless you went on the Sword of Fire Nice, you're losing to the Mentor.
Right, exactly. So this is an all-in play then. So
Well, he just got
actually,
rid of his. Wait, what did he do?
He got rid of his top.
so this is really hard. Jin has the cards to win the game. The question is, if Yuya has only one of Force of Will or Wear Tear in his hand, then it's
Well,
over.
So now what he does is. What? Why are we blocking?
It's a 4/4.
Well, you can give it pro white.
Yeah, but like, that's not what this game's going to come down to.
Yeah.
So what he should be doing now is upkeep the vault on, port the vault on his own upkeep,
Okay.
and then
I don't understand. The monk or the crusader should.
Well,
be
if
dead.
you upkeep the port, if you upkeep the Volcanic Star, you don't have enough mana to play Prelate,
but you don't need to play Prelate anymore because what are you going to lose to? He doesn't have any white open.
Wear Tear.
But if you're
Is
hitting
that
the
a
vault,
sword
yeah,
or
yeah,
not?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just don't think
No,
it's a
no,
sword.
then you
it
lose
must
to
not be a
Force of Will.
sword then. It must be something that's
Yeah.
not a sword.
Then you lose to Force of Will, though.
It's
drew
Revoker.
Revoker.
I just can't tell what that card is.
I think it's like a cataclysm. It might be some weird judge something cataclysm that I've never seen before.
Right.
It's definitely not sword. He's casting Prelate.
Well, no. If the chat says it's sword, I'm willing to trust them on this.
Yeah, but you can't see it.
What's your name?
Jin, like
6.
put the thing to the top
Name
and then
one.
don't shuffle. All right, never mind.
Does he have 2 tops? Is that another top down there? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
top on top of the deck and top in hand.
I guess you name 1.
Yeah, you name 1.
You're still kind of dead.
Yeah,
I
not
know.
good, but
The Japanese people are laughing.
Oh, this is so he names. That doesn't look like the one.
Card.
Is that a 3?
It's a land. It might be a Jite. I don't know. It looks kind of like Spirit of Labyrinth, but
who's
Yeah.
running his deck?
he only have 1 card in his hand. We still. It looks like kind of like Tormod's script too. I don't know. I'm so lost.
I hope it's Roman script.
That is EMA Seal of Cleansing.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Wow.
Why is that in his deck?
He's probably afraid of counterbalance to a degree.
But don't. First of all, don't most people board of out, and second of all, you have Ether Vault and Camera Souls.
Yeah, most
And
people.
Council Judgment's deal.
Is there
with
anything
it.
else it hits?
Yeah, so
Like
no.
maybe he saw Ensnaring Bridge.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Seal of Cleansing hits by hitting counterbalance. You unlock your plows for mentors if you have them post board.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just all your non-creature spells like Council's Judgment and whatnot.
Okay, I think we're gonna see a lethal attack here.
But yeah, this match is likely over.
Unsummon the Prelate, and then make a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
tokens via top.
Gives pro blue, right?
Okay, and then
Alright, so the unsummon gets rid of a blocker. Yui is positioning the cards to envision what this is going to look like.
Yeah.
his word herring is top.
Right. Okay, so that's effectively cycling the top rather than just redrawing it.
And then he just needs to cast 1 more spell, I think. Because his opponent's at 8.
Play Sulfur Elemental.
Play Sulfur Elemental, pump all my guys.
Right.
That would be the best. He wins anyway.
Yeah,
Second
okay.
Jace.
Okay. And then unsummon another one. Yep.
Seems like you should have played the Revoker naming something too.
Then he did. The Revoker was forced.
Oh, that was Forcer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take.
Okay, so all of our analysis was wrong because he didn't have sword in his hand.
Right, okay.
He just didn't really have anything.
Well, that's fine.
It's
I
still
mean,
relevant to talk about. Just
Sure.
that was his like only line of play to win the game.
Yeah, Sword of Fire and Ice was also good. Well, so Yuya had the Force, but he had the Wear Tear too.
Mhm.
All right, so Yuya had the cards to win, but Sword of Fire and Ice was the draw to win there.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Revoker was counterspell, not forcible, but very close.
So you're having Miracles.
Miracles
Sleeping
versus
Show.
We got